Hi, everyone. My name is Julia,
And I'm Katie.
and we're the hosts of the Runways and Byways travel podcast. We have a really special episode for you today. We have a special guest, and the special guest is actually Katie's boyfriend, who I met for the first time 5 minutes ago. His name is Michael. That was him laughing. So, Michael, do you want to tell us a little bit about yourself?
Yeah, sure. Hi, guys. My name is Michael. I'm Katie's friend. I'm a pharmacist. I'm 28 years old, and I live in New York.
Awesome. And Michael is here because he's going to be telling us about Iceland, which I didn't ask him any questions about that yet, so I don't even know how to introduce this. I just know he went to Iceland.
Yeah, I don't know
So
much either. So
Mhm.
I've always wanted to go, so I'm excited to learn about that today.
same.
Katie.
And I feel like it's like a place that I've always wanted to go and I never really thought much about it. So I'm really excited to know more about it.
Yeah, I know there's a spring there. I know there's at least one waterfall, and I know it's probably cold, but
Yeah.
that's about all I got for you. So I'm really excited
Mhm.
to hear about this.
Yes.
Katie, your trivia question today, right?
Yep. It's my turn. So I'm going to ask both Michael and Julia the trivia question. So I just kind of pulled this out of nowhere, but I thought it was kind of interesting. So, what is the only continent in the world to have no active volcanoes?
I feel like I used to know this.
The old you.
I feel like I need to write this down because process of elimination.
Michael, do you have any idea off the top of your head what the only continent in the world to have no active volcanoes is?
It has to be Antarctica.
Oh, Antarctica is a continent.
We're learning a lot this episode.
I forgot about that.
That's my best guess.
Does that count, Katie? Well, you can't really tell us,
Yeah. I mean,
it
that
counts.
counts. Yeah.
Okay.
It's a continent, so it counts.
Oh, I don't know if I like this question anymore.
Okay, so both of you think about it for the entire episode, and then at the end we'll reconvene.
Okay, I'll be thinking.
So, Michael, if you want to change your
Okay.
answer, feel free. But
Okay, I'll think it over for now.
okay. Okay, so I guess we'll just jump right into it.
Yes.
So, Michael, what made
Mhm.
you want to go to Iceland in the first place?
Well, actually, I've seen a lot of good pictures of Iceland. It looked like a beautiful country. I heard that it was actually one of the safest places to visit also, and it just it just looked like a really pretty place to go to.
Nice.
Yeah.
I remember in our brief conversation about Iceland, you also mentioned another fact that made you want to go.
Hmm.
Do you remember what that was?
Another fact. Oh yeah, also I wanted I do remember now. It was the first time I was able to go away on my own without having other people like parents or anyone else influence where we're going. So this was the first time I actually picked a place where I could go on my own. So this was completely my decision. I went with this one. I
Oh,
went with
wow.
Iceland.
So it was a solo trip, just completely by
It
yourself?
was a
Nothing.
yeah, solo trip, just me.
Oh, that's awesome.
Mm.
Do
Were
you
you
remember what
considering?
you
Oh, awkward.
Sorry. You could say it, and then I'll ask my question.
Were you considering any other places, or were you like, Iceland is it?
I was looking at also Japan, but that's just the place I always wanted to visit, and the only reason I didn't go to Japan was it was just too far away,
Mm,
too long of a flight.
it
I wasn't ready
is.
for it.
Yeah, I went there a few years ago. It was, I think, 16 hours or something.
Yeah, long.
Yeah. Iceland's much easier.
How
What were you
long is
saying, Katie?
Iceland?
From New York City, it was around like 6 hours.
That's not bad.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
not bad
not
at all.
bad.
Yeah. No, the thing that I wanted to say was you keep on forgetting that this was the conversation that we had, but you
hmm
told me that you did a Google search about what is the safest country to visit by yourself, and
Oh yeah, that
Iceland
too.
was number one. I
That
have to
too.
tell you that,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, yeah. I remember that.
So I
Yeah,
just thought that was a little funny tidbit.
that was definitely also another reason too.
And did it feel safe?
Yeah, 100%. Definitely felt like the people there were they just have a very chill disposition. Everyone's very friendly. Yeah, very safe, 100%.
That's good to know because I've actually been looking up where to go solo,
Mm,
other country wise, because it's scary, and I'm sure you know better than
mhm.
anyone that you've done it. So I've actually I'm pretty sure I found that same list that you did, and I saw Iceland was number one. But I don't know, I just feel not ready. So actually, maybe this will help me feel ready.
Yeah, I hope so.
So
Julie,
what
you better
was
not go to Iceland by yourself.
I know.
I want to go too.
I know after this, I'm just like, bye.
We just both do different solo trips at the same time.
Yeah, like solo together.
Yeah.
Okay, so what was the planning process like for you?
Planning process. So it was a lot of Google searches, just looking up places, when you go to Iceland, what must you do? What do you have to do? And then I would just have a whole list of things that just looked like a lot of fun. And then from there, I just did as many as possible within the time that I had. Just it was very much an adventure kind of trip. It wasn't really like just a relaxing, just stay in one place kind of trip. It was just moving, moving, moving all the time. But definitely worth it.
So it probably was a lot of planning, it sounds like, considering you did something the whole time.
Yeah, I printed out maps. I did scheduling, everything.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
Wow. That's really impressive.
yeah.
Yeah, I
I'm
think
happy. I'm glad you're impressed.
we could learn a few things from him.
Yeah, so because when Julie and I talk about planning, we kind of try to like allocate our time and our energy. Does that sound familiar to you? Kind of a thing like where it's like, oh, we're going to go to a iceberg this evening. I don't know what you do in Iceland. We're gonna
Go to an
I don't know
iceberg.
what you do. I think I'm thinking of like Alaska. But like if you're gonna go to do something like crazy, like a springs in the evening, like do you allocate your energy appropriately, or did you just kind of be like, okay, I'm gonna do this today. I don't care how I'm gonna feel. That's my itinerary.
Yeah, no, definitely. Well, location's a big thing. So if I go to one place, I'm already in the area. I try to do as many things in that area as I can do. So I'm not wasting too much time traveling and going from one place to another.
Mm.
And then energy is, however much energy I have to spend in the day, that's all I
Mm.
have. So I'll just keep doing things until I feel like I start running out.
Mm.
Mhm.
And if I start running out, I feel okay. Like I'll keep pushing. But then once I feel like I'm reaching my limits. Then I'm like, all right, it's time to pack up and go home. There's
Okay.
there's always there's still tomorrow and the next day to think about.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you
Hmm.
mentioned that you tried to do a lot of things in the same place so that you wouldn't be like bouncing around everywhere. Was it difficult to get around, or were you just trying to be time efficient? What was it like getting around Iceland?
Getting around Iceland is really good. If you have a car, if you rent a car, which is what I did, it's it's really easy to get around. There's not a lot of traffic, but you think that it's a very small place. You think that it's a very tiny island, and you could just get from one place to another very quickly. But it's a lot bigger than I thought it was
Mm.
when I was looking at it. Yeah, so it is going to take you sometimes hours to get to places.
Oh wow. Okay, so
Hmm.
I guess then we could segue into what was the itinerary day to day? How long did you go for? What did you plan to do each day? Walk us through it.
Itinerary, wake up as early as you can, get some food, pack up, go into the car, and just start heading out.
Right, but from day
Let's
one,
see.
like you're on the flight from New York
Hmm.
to Iceland. What is that process like?
Oh, so you mean like just okay, so just getting on the plane. Yeah, you book your ticket. The flight is nonstop, right? So you're just going straight from JFK straight to what is it? Uh Reykjavik. Reykjavik, that's the capital city in
That's how you
Iceland.
pronounce it. I always wonder.
Yeah, yeah.
Is
Yeah,
that correct the way you said it? I've never
I feel
known.
like that sounds right.
Every time I say it different.
Yeah, me too. I'm like Regenevic.
Regenevic.
yeah, the only reason I know that is because I heard the flight attendant who's from Iceland. That's how she
Mm.
said it. So ever since then, I'm like, oh, that's how you say it. So
That was us with New Orleans.
Yeah. We actually made a list in my notes of my phone of how many times we counted people saying New Orleans and how many times we counted people saying New Orleans.
Yeah, it was
so which one
overwhelming.
is which is the right one?
New Orleans.
New
New
Orleans,
Orleans.
nobody said.
Nobody says it except us.
Yeah, and that's the wrong way.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I felt like an
So-
idiot saying it there.
So it's not New Orleans,
No, New Orleans for
which
sure.
is I think actually how I say it too. But okay.
Well, stop saying it that way.
Yeah.
It's not right.
It's embarrassing.
Okay, so you're on the flight, and then what's the process of getting into Reykjavik?
It's
Reykjavik?
Reykjavik.
Reykjavik.
Yeah, Reykjavik. Reykjavik. Very, very smooth flight. I think they have their own airline. I think it's called what is it? Iceland Air. So you just
Yes.
not a whole bunch of people on the plane. Feels like maybe 75% capacity. It just goes straight there, very, very smooth. I had no issues. Go through customs. On the other side, on Icelandic side, everyone's very friendly, no issues, no problems like that. Yeah, very, very easy to get to. And then once I landed, the first thing I scheduled was to go to the Blue Lagoon.
Ah, the lagoon.
Yeah, Blue Lagoon.
We love a good lagoon.
Yeah, so that's actually that was one of the things that I really I heard about Iceland was the Blue Lagoon. That's one of those things that they're really known for, and just that if I thought if I want to do anything there, I have to go see this place. And as soon as I got off the plane, I didn't even go to the hotel room. I got my car.
With your suitcase,
And-
you just went to the lagoon?
Yeah, with the suitcase, I just I took the suitcase, I put it in the trunk.
Oh, right,
I
you
left
had
it
a
in the
car.
trunk of the car. Yeah, I had a car.
I just imagined you like in the lagoon with your suitcase.
No. Yeah, no, actually, yeah, when you
What?
go there, just so for the people watching, they should know you actually have to make reservations
Oh.
for a date and a time. And what I didn't know, or what I kind of messed up was when I said the date and the time, I was still using the date and time according to New York City time.
Oh.
So that was a mistake. So when I got there, they were basically like, your reservation was for yesterday.
Oh, no.
Big
I mean,
mistake.
they obviously let you in since
But
you're
yeah,
telling us this, right?
yeah, they were they were extremely accommodating, and they were just like it seemed the way, just by looking at the lady's face and her reaction, it felt like this happens a lot to tourists and to them, and they're like, yeah, this happens all the time, don't worry about it, we got you. And they let me in, no fee, nothing like that.
Nice.
Oh, wow. That's good to know. I mean,
Yeah.
I'm not going to try to pull a fast one on them, but it's good to know that if I mess up.
If you mess up.
So what is the Blue Lagoon like? I wish we could, Julia, can you research pictures?
Yes, I can.
Because I really want to see what it looks like.
Blue.
Blue Lagoon,
Like, what is it? Like, what
it's
do you do
basically like a
there?
giant outdoor hot spring.
God.
It looks unnaturally blue, and it's like a lot of hot, because the weather outside is usually chilly, rainy, drizzly. Because of the hot water, there's a lot of steam coming off. There's mountains in the background.
How hot is the water?
Pretty hot.
Is
Pretty
that
hot.
an active volcano I see?
I'm not sure what that is, but it's possible. Because Iceland is very active geothermally, I guess is the word, or
Mhm.
geologically. They have a lot of volcanoes there, a lot of that type of activity there.
Good to know.
So
I'll check that off my list here.
I guess, Julia, I
Mm.
totally see us there.
I know. That's like the perfect place for us.
Yeah, really.
mm.
I feel like that's everything we're looking for.
We literally love lagoons so much.
Yeah, I don't think he gets how much we like lagoons. Like, it's not a joke.
Like, we're literally
Oh,
gonna
no.
be there in 2 days in a lagoon.
I
so-
love lagoons.
Nice,
Yeah.
nice.
Oh my gosh.
But yeah, super relaxing. I definitely recommend doing it as soon as you get off the plane, because you're still tense, and it's difficult, long journey, whatever. So definitely get to relax there, and they actually have a bar in the lagoon, and the first at least when I was there, the first drink is free. So So I had
those
like a
girls do.
beer. It just, you just get a beer and
That's awesome.
yeah,
Oh, that's
very
so nice.
relaxing.
How
Of
long
all the
was
places
your
that I
reservation
went
for?
to, the reservation, I think you could stay there for, I think it was up to 2 hours.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. What if you want to extend your time? Can you do that?
I think they do have options, yeah. But then, there's also other things you want to do, and
I don't know. This looks
you
pretty
You want to
good.
spend the whole day in the Blue
I
Lagoon?
don't know if there's other things I want to do. I think I'm sold on just this.
I don't know. It's very tempting. It's very tempting. It is. Of all the places I went to in Iceland, definitely the Blue Lagoon is one place I would go to twice
Oh, wow.
before I leave.
Was that
Yeah,
your
so
favorite
maybe
thing?
once. It was my favorite thing. It was very relaxing. Maybe on the way in and then right before you leave to the airport.
Now, how crowded was it? Because I know it's very popular.
It's crowded. There's people, but it's not too bad. You could
So
still
it's
relax.
still
They don't.
relaxing.
Yeah, they don't get in the way. It's okay.
Good.
So as a solo traveler, what did you do there for 2 hours by yourself?
Just relax and drink a beer. I just like
Yeah, you're easy. You could just sit there.
that was easy. Yeah, just did nothing.
I feel like
Yeah.
I'd get so antsy.
Yeah. Even me, like I feel like I could spend time with myself, but 2 hours is a long time with yourself.
Oh, well, actually, people go up. People start talking to you too over there too. So I was
Oh.
just very content just being quiet and drinking my beer. But people would come up to you and just be like, "Hey, where are you from?" And just
Huh.
people
kinda
very
weird.
friendly.
It's kinda weird. I know, I would hate that so much.
I know. What
Okay,
language do
so
they speak there? Do they speak English?
They speak English. Yeah,
So you can't
I
just
mean,
be like, oh, sorry, I don't speak that language.
I don't speak that. I think
mean,
over
you
there,
can in Russian.
English is like their Spanish for us. Is like their second language.
Oh, so is their first language like Icelandic or something?
I think so.
Okay.
Something like that.
I mean,
Okay.
with a word like Reykjavik,
Reykjavik.
yeah, I feel like that's not English.
Yeah, but it felt like everyone knows English too. So
Okay.
you shouldn't have a problem communicating with people there.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, I guess that's how most of Europe is. Everyone just speaks English, and we just kind of take it for granted. But
Yeah.
So, okay, you're at the Blue Lagoon. You leave the Blue Lagoon. What is your next destination?
Oh, next place I went to was I went to the hotel.
Okay, and where did you stay? Do you remember the name?
I don't remember the name. It was in Reykjavik. It was just like it wasn't something fancy. It was like a 2-3 star hotel. Just a place to leave my stuff. Unpacked, and then I went straight to they have a very nice national park there, well known. It's called Thingvellir National Park.
Things like the word
So
things
like things, yeah.
things. What
Thingvellir.
Things.
Thingvellir.
You're gonna have to spell that.
Phing, so like thing.
Wait.
S.
PHI. That's how you spell thing. Oh,
thing.
Did he say
TH?
TH? I thought you said P.
No.
Oh,
THING.
This one. Thingvellir. VELL.
Vellier. That's
This
it.
one. Okay.
Oh wow, that's so pretty.
I was like, does he not know how to spell the word thing?
Wait, so you literally did all of this in one day? You went on an airplane for 6 hours. You went to a Blue Lagoon. You dropped off your stuff, and then you went here.
Uh-huh.
Oh,
Wow.
you got to be tired.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a waterfall.
No, but this park has like everything. So they have, let's see, there's like a giant rift in the earth.
Is that this?
Like a canyon. Let me see.
It looks like a canyon.
It's kind of like that, but it's more deeper. That's not the one.
Okay.
But it's something like that. Yeah. So you could go down through there. They also have, so when two earth tectonic plates kind of collide into each other.
Like an earthquake?
Like an earthquake, yeah. So one plate
trained.
Yeah, so one plate would go up and rise above the other. So basically when you're walking there, there's just this 100-foot wall of earth just like jutting out from the side.
What?
And you could walk along that. Let me see if there's a picture there. Could you scroll down a little?
Yeah. Yeah, I feel like I'm not picking up what you're putting down.
Yeah, you see right there. Right there.
Where?
You see that? You see that one with the person in the blue?
There's a person
Scroll
in
scroll up a little bit.
blue.
Scroll up. You went too far.
Oh,
Yeah.
this
Just
one?
scroll up a little bit more.
Oh.
A little. You see the person in the blue?
This one.
No,
This one?
no.
No.
No, down and to
Wait.
the left.
Oh,
What is it?
the
This one.
no, underneath.
Nope.
Yeah,
What?
this guy.
Underneath.
Yep.
This one.
Up.
What?
Yeah, that's
Oh
the
my
one. That's the
gosh.
one. Yeah, that's it. That's it. So you see the thing on the left?
Yes.
Yeah, so that's the giant.
So that was caused by tectonic plates
If I
smashing.
remember correctly, yes, that's the force of the Earth being pushed up.
Wow.
Mm.
I
Yeah,
actually
and
learned
it's
about this, something similar in my
mm,
class a few days ago. I'm taking some
yeah,
Earth class, I don't know. And I
some
learned
Earth class.
that the Appalachian Mountains were actually formed by North America banging into Africa. So that's
Oh
actually,
Wow.
wow,
yeah.
nice.
So it's like a similar type situation.
Wow.
I think I've heard that somewhere. That sounds right.
Thank you.
Wow. That's so what did you do when you were there?
So you can kind of walk along this. There's like a trail, and that
Mm.
continues for like a mile. It's very pretty,
Mm.
It looks
very
pretty.
pretty. And then so that's off to your left. And then if you just imagine yourself walking down that path, off to the right, there's just a giant lake with tiny islands scattered
Oh.
inside of it, and there's like wildlife, and you could walk around there. That's
It,
very scenic.
mm.
Can you go to those islands or are they just kind
Yeah,
of
no, they're
there?
connected. They're connected like the bridges by bridges, just like
Oh,
these.
cool.
Yeah, so you
So
could
you
just
could
kind of
hike
walk around
through
there.
everything?
Yeah, yeah, and if you keep going down this path, you see that giant wall of earth on the left.
Hmm.
So they actually have waterfalls coming out of there.
Oh
Oh,
wow.
wow.
So yeah, they have
Oh, I
waterfalls, they
see
have
that
lakes.
picture underneath.
Yeah, that's it.
That's
That's
like a
it
little
right there.
waterfall.
This
See
Yeah.
that one? Yeah, that one, Julia. That's it.
Oh
That's
wow, that's
so
so
pretty.
pretty.
So very, very scenic, very pretty.
Do
Yeah.
people swim here?
No, they're not supposed to.
Okay.
Oh. I guess they'd get like swept away.
Goodbye.
And I'd imagine it's very cold as well.
Yeah, the weather there it changes all the time. So
Mhm.
when you go, so they have a joke in Iceland. They say if you don't like the weather, wait 5 minutes. So that's how
Changes.
frequent it changes. Yeah, it goes from
That's same with
sunny.
Ireland too.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
Is
but
it? I
it
don't
go,
know, because when I was in Ireland, I just feel like it was always
mhm.
crappy.
Yeah. So for anyone watching that wants to go, just know that you have to. The best thing to do is to bring like a raincoat with a
Hmm.
hood. So
Mm,
it's gonna be sunny, and then it's just gonna start pouring and drizzling. It's very rainy in
interesting.
that. So
Okay.
you just have to get comfortable walking around in rain.
Mm.
But if you have a nice jacket, a nice rain jacket, don't bother with umbrellas because they don't work there. It's too windy.
Really?
Huh.
Yeah, you'll see people, everyone wears rain jackets.
Mm,
Or you know those things that when you go to Niagara Falls, if you go down to the
The
bottom,
ponchos.
yeah,
ponchos, yeah.
those plastic, yeah.
Hmm.
Or they walk around in that and they wear boots.
Mm.
So I don't think I've seen a single person with an umbrella the whole time.
Wow.
Mhm.
Uh-huh.
Now, what time of year did you go?
I went in the summer.
Okay. Do
Hmm
you know if they have rainy seasons or if it's always like that?
I think it's always like that. It just
Okay.
always changes.
Mm.
Wow. Was it hot?
No, chilly.
Chilly, really?
Usually
Okay.
chilly. Yeah, 50s, 60s.
Okay, so they don't really get like a summer.
Yeah, I just imagine what it's like in the wintertime.
I
Oh wow,
don't
yeah.
want to know.
Yeah.
It's not when I'll be going. I could tell you
Yeah,
that right now.
go in the summertime.
Okay, so that was your first day. I don't think we asked how many days did you go?
I think it was like a week,
Oh wow.
maybe
Hmm.
8 days, maybe eight
Okay.
days.
So can you quickly walk us through, you don't have to do like extreme day to day, but just
hmm
like the highlights of each day that you went.
Highlights. It was like doing stuff like this. So maybe I'd go to one park here, then the next day I'd go to another park. I'd spend half the day there. So after that, I went to the Church of Iceland. I
The
think this
Church of
might have been like
Iceland?
the next day. Yeah. So they have this really beautiful church. If you type it in on Google, you'll see it. It's basically this country's church. They have
Oh, interesting.
Oh,
the church that
whoa.
What?
Yeah, very unique. It's like a
Is
bell
it a real
curve shape.
church?
Yeah, it's a real church.
What?
People like have masses in here?
Yeah, yeah.
Doesn't
So
even look
weird.
real. Yeah.
Yeah, very pretty.
Yeah. It's like so tall.
It's very futuristic.
Yeah.
Very
I feel
unusual
like I'm
looking
looking
too.
at like pixels. Like I'm not looking at a real place.
Did I not? Do you need it
And
bigger?
it's when you see
Or-
it in person, it's massive. It is huge. It's
I
very
believe it.
grand, very majestic, very pretty.
Mm.
Because I saw a picture of it in a town and it looked like it was like towering over the buildings. I'm trying to find it again. I lost it. Oh, here. It's like huge.
Wow.
Yep, that's it. That's it.
That's so
And
beautiful. Did you
that's
go to like a mass there, or did you just like look at
you
it
know,
from
when
the
I went there,
outside?
there was no one. There was no one there.
Oh,
I was
It
literally
was
the only one
empty?
walking. The whole place was empty.
You
There
sure
was
you were
no
supposed
one.
to be there? Sounds
I
like it
mean,
was like
yeah, there
abandoned or
was.
something.
Maybe they were done praying. I don't know.
you're done for the day.
They were done.
Maybe if you went on a Sunday, they'd actually be there. Maybe you went on
Mm.
like a Tuesday or something.
Yeah, that's possible. That's possible.
Yeah.
That's
Although
really
a
cool.
church of that size, I would think they'd have masses every day of the week.
Yeah.
It's
But
Yeah,
maybe
you'd
tremendous.
there's not. Is Iceland like a crowded place? Like in the towns, is a lot of tourists, or is it just kind of like sporadic?
Well, there's the city, right? Reykjavik, right?
Mm.
That place is if you look at United States, imagine a small city. Imagine something like Boston or
Mm.
so that would be and that's really their only city.
Mm-hmm.
Really?
Uh yeah,
Wow.
everything else is just country.
Huh. That's
Yeah,
interesting.
they might have very tiny cities, but I don't even know if they qualify as cities. They might just be settlements or towns, you know?
So you spent most of your time in this area, I'm guessing.
Not really. I spent a
Really?
day. I spent like about a day exploring Reykjavik. Um, spent about a day, and
Oh,
then
wow.
the rest of the time is because a lot of the nature stuff is
Mm.
outside of the city, and you have to drive there. It takes time, so you can't spend too much time in the city.
So did
Mm.
you stay in Reykjavik the whole time, or did you stay in those other places in the country?
Yeah. So what I did was I stayed in Reykjavik, and that was like my home base.
Okay.
I would drive out from there in the morning and do my thing, and then I would come back.
Okay, so you were in the same place the whole time?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I always wonder what it's like to get around there.
Yeah, so we'd have to rent a car, Julia.
Yeah, you could drive. Wait,
Yeah,
what side of
renting
the
a car
road do
there,
they drive on?
they drive on just like us, on the
Oh,
right
okay,
side.
good. You could
I
still
mean,
drive, Katie. I'm just
Michael, if like, because Julie and I were saying that if we wanted to go to Ireland, we would do like a layover in Iceland. So
Mhm.
I don't even know if we need a car, Julia. If like, I don't know if we'd do a whole trip to Iceland or if you'd want to just stay there for like a day or two.
Do you think that it's possible to see a lot of stuff in a day or two, or do you think we really need more time?
I think you really need more time.
Really? I mean, unless we
hmm
did a layover on the way back also. So it'd be like 4 days almost.
Yeah, because Michael, it sounds to me
Yeah.
like a lot of your Iceland trip was national parks.
Let's see. Well, there was a church that wasn't a national park. Reykjavik's not a national park. There's a nice museum that they have there. That wasn't a national park, but like half of it, yeah, maybe a good half was national parks.
Right. Do you know any other names of the national parks that you went to?
Yeah, I do.
Would you like to
Um,
share with the podcast?
yeah,
He's
yeah,
like, I
sure,
do,
sure.
but I won't tell
No,
you.
I won't tell you.
no, no. I'm actually trying to read the name correctly. That's what I have in front of me. It's called the other one is called Haukadalur.
You're definitely gonna have to spell that.
Geothermal Field.
I
So
got the letter H. Yeah.
H-A-U, yeah, H-A-U-K-A
This
D-A.
D-A-L-U-R.
Uh-huh, yep.
Okay.
So that's where the geysers are.
Oh, wow. That's cool.
Active volcano?
No, I think geyser.
Geyser.
You literally said geyser, active volcano.
I just
think
really
that's
want the
different.
point.
So that's cool. So did you see a geyser go off or?
Oh yeah, they have the biggest one they have there goes off every 5 minutes.
Oh, every
And
5 minutes.
it's
Wow.
Oh wow.
yeah, it's about 20, 25 feet high.
Wow.
Yeah,
I've
yeah.
never
And when
really seen one.
Me neither.
it's really something. It's first there's a really big boom, and you feel the explosion kind of, or the wave kind of go through
Wow.
your whole body, and you also get a very strong volcanic, sulfury,
Volcanic?
brimstone type of smell, like a smell. The smell
Like
that
the
comes out of
sulfur?
it, yeah, the sulfury brimstone type of smell.
Mm.
Hmm. Yeah, I think I
Wow.
spent like half an hour just watching that thing go off every 5 minutes.
I don't blame you. That's really cool.
Yeah.
I was like, all right,
Wow.
this is gonna be the last one, and then I would just keep. I'm like, all right, one more.
I feel
So-
like this is what we're gonna say.
You could say what you were gonna say.
I was gonna say I feel like this is such an interesting place to solo travel. I feel like this is almost like a very spiritual experience because it sounds like everything you're doing is surrounded by nature.
Yeah, 100%, Katie.
Did you feel
Definitely.
that way when you were there, that you were really connected to nature and the universe and all that kind of stuff?
Yeah, very at peace. But that could also be the feeling of being away from my family for a few days.
One and the same.
He would have felt that anywhere.
Yeah. Yeah, I feel like people who are maybe struggling in life or they kind of need a break from the city, I feel like this is a really good place for them.
Very peaceful, and you combine it with the type of people that live there. They love their little island. They're very serious. Actually, now that we're talking about the geysers, they're very serious about littering. So, like here in the States, like you'll see signs that say, don't litter, or just like pick up after your dog. Very just matter of fact, just keep it clean. In Iceland, their signs are very aggressive. It's more like along the lines of, don't even think about littering here. They're very serious.
Like threaten your life.
For these geysers, apparently what some people do is they throw coins in there.
Mm.
So when the geyser goes off, it goes up, and apparently it's funny or something. I don't know.
feel like
It's
that's
entertaining.
dangerous.
It's very dangerous with the pressure.
Well, yeah, that's what they say in the signs. They say, please don't. No, they don't say please. They say, do not. They say giving away money. Something along the lines of giving away money is a very good thing to do, but don't give your money or your coins to the geyser because it has no use for it. Then they go on to explain that basically because the water is so hot, when you throw coins into it, it kind of melts it, and because of the chemicals in the coin, it's considered polluting. So you're polluting the nature.
Yeah.
So you're polluting the nature. So they're very serious. And when you're going to the parks, like there's almost no garbage or litter anywhere. They're very serious about you could tell they do have a very beautiful place that's very separated from the rest of the world.
Yeah.
And they have a respect for it, and they do have a love for it. So they'll welcome you as tourists, but they don't mess around.
As they shouldn't.
I like that. Yeah, because that's what preserves its beauty.
Yeah. That was the same thing, Julia, when we went to Galapagos. They were very serious about not littering. And
yeah, they were like, you cannot even step here.
Yeah, and Hawaii as well.
Yeah. Same with Iceland. There's places that you're not allowed to stand on. So they have signs with like shoes, and it's like a crossed out. So do not walk on this.
That's good.
And also for when you rent a car in Iceland, there are actually certain roads that you're not allowed to go to on a regular car. Okay, so there's something called F roads. So F roads, they're more off-road. Okay, so if you have a regular car, you're not allowed to go there. It's a very big fine.
Wow. So what types of cars are allowed to go on them?
It has to be an F road compatible vehicle. Like when you go to the dealership to rent the car, they'll ask you, do you want an F car or a regular?
Well, obviously I want an F car.
You want an F car?
Did you get an F car, Michael?
I did not get an F car.
Why? Is it more expensive?
I just figured I didn't want to do off-roading.
Oh, Julie, I don't even know if we should do off-roading.
Oh, so the F roads are off-roading? Is that what this is?
It's off-roading. Mm-hmm.
Okay. Oh yeah, I see this. This car's driving through a river.
I feel like we'd die.
No thanks. Look at this. It's a full-on lake that car's driving through.
Yeah. Actually, when I was there, I made a wrong turn accidentally onto an F road
Oh
Mm.
no.
in my regular car, and it was a hill. It was like a mountain, and it was just spiraling upward, and I'm just kind of, what is going on? I don't feel like I'm on a normal road, and I was just getting higher and higher, and I just see like a massive drop on either side. I'm like, oh, I'm on an F road, and I, you know, got back down before I killed myself.
Yeah.
Oh
Oh my
God. So you
gosh.
didn't get in trouble? Nobody saw you?
No, not that time. I didn't get in trouble.
Not that time?
Yeah,
What?
You got in trouble another
got
time?
I got away with it that time. But
Oh.
they're actually also very serious about speeding. So if you go there, don't speed. The fines are They have very, very heavy fines, very
Oh
expensive.
wow.
I'm not
Yeah,
into speeding.
they have speed cameras everywhere.
Wow. Yeah,
Wow.
I won't be driving. I'm a bad driver. Katie will drive, and then if she speeds, that's on her.
Yeah, but it's definitely worth driving because the scenes that you're gonna see driving
Yeah.
through the country is absolutely beautiful. They have, how their highways look like? It's just two lanes, right?
Mm.
Mm.
And one in each direction. So one going in each direction, and there's no
Hmm.
barrier. There's no barrier in between.
Mm.
And you're
Yeah,
going
I
like
could
high,
see that here, this
yeah,
picture.
you're going highway speed, so you're doing 50 miles an hour. A lot of curves, and it's usually wet because it's raining, so it could be dangerous. So,
That's my kind of driving though, because I'm so used
mm-hmm,
to driving in Queens where it's so congested and so much
mm-hmm,
traffic and like lanes. Like I feel like this would help ease my anxiety when it comes to
yeah.
driving.
But just
Hmm.
before you go, a good idea is to just go online and Google their signs and just memorize some of their signs because
Mm.
obviously they look different from our signs.
That's true,
But
yeah.
Uh-huh. Yeah, I
but
did see
this,
a sign and
mhm.
it was in a different language and I was like, "Oh my gosh, if I'm driving, I'm not gonna know it's
I'd
this one."
No,
start freaking
Like,
out.
what does this mean?
what is that?
The
That's
sign, it says, I mean, I could pretty much figure out what it means. It shows like a car driving
like
into
a
a lake.
caution. Yeah, be
Because
Yeah,
you're
careful
about
with
to
like
go into
rising
water,
water.
so it has to be an off-road car,
yeah.
Mm.
which I'd freak out if I saw.
I never saw that sign.
You
Mm.
never saw. Okay, so I don't really need to worry
never.
about
That's
that.
not common.
Okay.
I think most of the signs are in English
Mm.
Yeah, just not that one, I guess.
too.
I don't know. I don't know if I believe you. Every sign I'm seeing here is in not English.
Yeah, that just means you can't go there.
I mean, Julie, you also typed in Iceland F road.
Yeah, maybe
That you're looking for specifically F road signs. If you just
Iceland.
typed in Iceland highways or Iceland roads, yeah, road signs.
This is. I think he's pulling a fast one on us. Not a
Yeah.
single one of these
No.
are in English.
Yeah, so
Yeah, I
you
don't
have
know.
to learn what that means. You have to learn what all these mean. These are all very common signs.
Michael,
Okay.
can you just come with us because I don't trust
Honestly.
myself driving.
The funny thing is I don't remember. I knew all these signs when I was there, and I don't remember a single one of them
Oh
now.
God,
Uh, well, this probably means sheep crossing.
interesting.
That's all I got.
No, I didn't see any sheep. Yeah, but that's like their speed limit sign, like the 35.
Mm.
That's how their speed limit sign looks like.
Oh, so did they use, what's that other
Like
system? Like
like
kilometers
European.
and, yes. Okay, that's also something.
Um,
Well, that's Katie's problem.
yeah, I don't remember if they
Um,
use kilometers or miles.
I think
I
we're the
mean,
only ones that use miles,
yeah.
or pretty
I mean,
sure.
we'll figure it out, I guess.
You
But
guys will
then,
be fine, I'm sure.
I don't know.
yeah, we got this.
I got this.
You got this.
I'll be
I'll provide
calling you, Michael.
I'll provide moral support.
Yeah. Will you?
Not really. I'll just start crying.
Yeah, me too. But okay, so Michael, are there any other
Mhm.
highlights before we move on?
Any other places that I went to?
Yeah, just anything that really stood out that if we were going there, you'd say you have to go to this place.
Yeah.
Yeah, Snæfell's Bear is pretty good.
Oh my God, these names.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Naples Bear?
No, Snay, S-N-A.
Like Snape from like Harry
Sna
Potter?
just S-N-A, right? And then F,
Oh,
Snæfell,
Snape.
like you fell, Snæfells. And then Bear, B-A-E-R.
Bear.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Huh.
It's just a hill, Michael.
No, that's not it.
This is not
Is
it.
that it? That's all?
Why is there only like 10 results?
Yeah, that's weird.
What?
That's not what it looked
Is that
like
what it
anyway.
looks like?
That's not what it looks like.
That's not what it looks like now.
What does it look like?
Basically, it's cliffs.
What?
Oh, so is it
It's-
more like
Is it
like
It's a.
this thing?
It's where? Let me see. Yeah, that's it.
oh,
That's
okay.
scary. I don't know if Katie can go there.
Yes.
Yeah,
it's-
Michael, I'm really scared of heights. I don't think you know this about me. Like I have a deathly
Oh, I didn't know that.
fear.
She
Yeah.
No, it's very high up, and you get to see these huge cliffs with like maybe 500 to 1,000 foot drop,
Oh gosh.
and
she freezes up.
I
into the
freeze up.
Atlantic. Yeah, it's very pretty, very pretty.
I'll try to
You know-
go, but I
You know
will
what was
cry.
you know what was weird about that place actually? There's no barriers as high as it is.
Mm.
There's no protection for anyone. So you could go. There's no people watching. Like you could just fall off the cliff, and
Uh.
there's no guardrails. Like if you were in
Wow.
America, right? We would put guardrails all over. We put
Well,
fences.
because they know people are gonna fall and people are gonna sue.
Because we're Americans, yeah.
Yeah.
It's what
Yeah,
Americans
but like
do.
I think I like their kind of attitude is like you're an adult, go out and explore, and you're responsible for not killing yourself. So
Yeah,
I
Yeah,
like
I
that.
feel
They
like
kind of
it's
they
more
kind of
accountability.
they kind
Yeah.
of treat you like adults. It's like, it's nature, just be careful. We shouldn't
Well,
have
America,
to put
no offense, but somebody would fall and then they'd sue the place for all they have, and then
Yeah.
they'd have to have these signs
Yeah.
and these guardrails.
yeah.
But Iceland,
I-
they're just kind of like, listen.
Yeah, I think Iceland is like, yeah, why are you suing? They'll be like, yeah, it's your fault for falling down. You should be
Yeah.
more careful in the future.
And then they'll just
Yeah.
stick up a mean sign. They won't
You
say
better not
please.
think of falling.
If you
There was
dare fall
actually
off
this-
this cliff.
There was this one time I was standing almost at the edge of one of the cliffs, and just imagine like a 700-foot drop, and a little kid, maybe 7 or 8 years old, ran past me,
Oh god.
almost going off of the cliff,
I would cry.
and he just stopped, smiled, and just bent over the edge and looked, vertically down. And my heart just stopped, and I'm just thinking of plans like of grabbing this kid once he slips, which I assume is going to happen any second, and trying to catch him. And I just look back and I just see his mom just like smiling, just relaxed, like, oh, he's having a good time.
Oh,
Nah, that
demon
would
kid
not be
right
me as a
there.
mom.
Yeah,
Yeah.
It's like, I wonder if they have child services.
I'd be like, Johnny, you're never leaving the house again. Locked up until you're
People from
18.
other places, they just like
they're very
used to
different.
it.
They're very
Very
different. From
different.
us.
America,
Much
we're
more
always
loud.
just so like, on top of everything because we know like the worst. But I feel like these places, it's like,
Mhm.
oh, nature, this is what you do. Like,
Mhm.
chill.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a different way of life, I guess.
Different way of life. Yeah. More calm.
Yeah, maybe he goes there all the time, and that's just his thing.
Maybe, right?
Tries to scare the tourists.
Yeah, it's a joke.
Okay, so Michael, anything else before we move on?
Mm,
I'll give you
Purple
one
Museum
more
was really good.
place.
One more
So
place?
is
Yeah.
Purple Museum like your top place that you want to talk about, or is there one other big place you want to talk about?
We can move on if you want. That's okay.
Let's type in Purple Museum and then we'll go to the big parts.
Okay.
Okay.
Purple, like
So
the
it's
color
not
purple.
purple. It's Perlin.
Of course it's not.
P-E-R. Perlin.
Her that.
You literally said purple.
No, not purple.
Oh
Perlin.
wow.
Wait, is it
so
like
what is
ice
this, an
caves?
iceberg?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
What?
Wow.
They have ice caves inside a museum.
That's so cool. In my head, I was like, why is he showing us a museum?
I thought it was like a purple. I was like, okay.
Like a purple museum.
Yeah, very naturey, a lot
That's
of
pretty cool.
a lot
That's
of
really cool.
animal museums. And then on the top, there's like a dome, a clear dome. I don't know if you see it.
Hmm.
Yeah, clear dome, and they have like a cafe, coffee shop there. So you can have
Oh,
like
I just
and
saw a
you could-
picture of that.
you could see all of Reykjavik from like you could even go outside of that dome.
Oh
And it was
Wow.
very nice view. Yeah.
Mm.
Is it one of those crazy expensive restaurants, or is it actually feasible to eat there?
Expensive. I think it's actually free to get into, but the food is no, it's just a little bit more expensive. In general, Iceland is whatever any food is food and fuel is more on the pricier side, but not too crazy.
Okay.
Mhm.
Interesting. Yeah, because I know these touristy like restaurants are usually unattainable for some people to even
No, it
look
was more
at.
like Starbucks prices.
Oh, really? Okay, that's
Hmm.
obviously not
That's
that
pretty
bad.
reasonable. I go to
Yeah.
Starbucks a
Yeah,
lot.
not crazy.
Yeah, I feel like we could swing that.
Yeah.
So, what was your favorite and least favorite things that you did there? I know you kind of told us all your favorite things already almost, but are there any things that you wouldn't do again or anything that really stuck out to you that you have to do?
The Blue Lagoon definitely have to do. Have to see the Church of Iceland. That was really good. The museum that we just saw, that's also definitely must do. Mm, the one thing I regret, I didn't really get to see a lot of the waterfalls, but that's because that's on the other side of the island. So I mostly stayed on the eastern side of the island because that's where Reykjavik was. And to get to the western side of the island, it would take me something like 10 hours of driving.
Wow.
So I mostly just,
Mm.
which I didn't know when I was looking at it, I'm like, it's just a tiny island. Um, so just keep that in mind. That's what I would tell myself in the future is that the island's a lot bigger than you think it is,
Mm.
and you're going to need a lot more time to explore the western side of the island. But it's harder to get to because there's no airport there, as far as I know,
So you have to
and
drive.
you'd have to drive there. Yeah.
Okay. How do people get around besides driving? Is there a taxi service or a
Mhm.
railroad?
In the city in Reykjavik, they have trains, or buses, they have public transit and bicycles. They're very big on bicycles over there.
Okay.
So yeah, the sidewalk, you can't just walk anywhere on the sidewalk. They have like bicycle lanes on the side, so you can get around on bicycles. They don't really have, I don't remember them having a lot of taxis or Ubers or things like that.
Okay. So it's not like the easiest to get around without a car.
Yeah, yeah,
And what did you do anything that you really would not recommend at all?
yeah. That I would not recommend. Not a single thing, honestly. Every moment was
Wow.
great over there.
Wow.
Okay. Wow.
Yeah. Hmm.
Good. So you sounds like you had a really great trip.
Yeah, I went to bars in Reykjavik. Those were like that was a blast. That was a lot of fun.
What did you do there?
Yeah. You talk with locals. Everyone's very friendly. They talk about Vikings all the time because that's
Do they
Oh,
really?
really?
that's
I
their
thought that was
heritage,
a
that's their culture.
stereotype.
Yeah. No, that's actually true. That's actually true. You people start you pass people on the street and they talking about that. I'm all the time I've lived in New York City, I've never heard once anyone talking about Vikings, but
I wasn't
Yeah.
even
apparently
sure Vikings were real.
no, they're real.
That's cool. And everyone's like really nice in the bar. So even if you go by yourself, you'll make some friends.
Yeah, everyone's super friendly. Yeah.
Mm.
Hmm.
I actually have a question about the bars and restaurants.
Yeah.
So I was watching this TV show. I don't know if you've heard of it. It's like semi-popular. It's called The Flight Attendant. And she
Hmm.
went to Iceland in the show. And I think she went to Iceland. I'm pretty sure. And she ate like this. Was it like I think it was a lamb head. Is that a thing
Oh,
there?
I am.
Yeah.
Mm.
Let me look it up.
If it's a thing, I definitely would not have, gravitated towards it. Lamb head is not my thing. I did not see lamb head anywhere on the menu.
I might be making this up. Maybe I was like hallucinating because I just searched pictures and it's not here. But I swear.
So funny.
Yeah. I don't know. Maybe I guess I made that up. I don't really know. Anyways.
Okay, okay. They're very big on actually fish and chips.
Mm.
I
Fish
guess
and
that makes
chips.
sense because they're so
Yeah.
Yeah.
close to England and Ireland.
Well, they're an island, so they're by the water, I guess. They
Mhm.
like fish.
Are they close to England Island? I had no idea.
Yeah,
They're
I
actually
have
pretty far away. They're in between the US and Europe. So like they're in the middle of the Atlantic.
Oh,
I
yeah.
have a map right in front of me on my desk, and
Yeah.
it's definitely closer to the UK than it is to the US, but
Hmm.
it is like sort of in the middle-ish. Yeah.
Mm.
Right.
Although I think it would be a lot faster coming from Europe.
Yeah. Mm.
Mm. I didn't know that.
Very close to Greenland, actually.
Yeah.
Interesting.
I have a question, actually, bringing
Okay.
up Greenland, because I've always heard that Greenland is the icy one and Iceland is the green one. Is that true? I mean, I know you haven't been to Greenland, have you? But I'm just curious.
Yeah, no,
Like,
Iceland is very green,
okay,
actually.
Really? I feel like in these pictures, I'm like, I don't know. I mean, I guess it's true with all the mountains and stuff.
I'm gonna look
It's
up
very,
Greenland.
very mossy, very mossy. That's the green that you see.
Greenland. Oh, so much ice.
Yeah.
I think they need to rename some things. This is where Katie can go see her icebergs.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there you go.
Wow. Oh, did you see the Northern Lights?
Oh, that's a regret. I didn't see that.
You didn't. Okay.
Why
I did
not?
try. I stayed out as long as I could. I went to different places because you have to get lucky.
Oh,
I know it
You
has
have
to
to
be
get
the right
lucky.
time of the year. I think the summer, certain parts of the summer are hard to
Hmm.
see the Northern Lights because I know when I was in Alaska, I went in July and they were saying it was like the wrong time of
Yeah.
year for it.
Oh wow. Okay. Yeah, but actually the Perlin Museum that I went to, that was my last day there. And they have a kind of like an observatory inside where they give you like a simulated view of what the Northern Lights look like. It's not the same, but it was, I ran out of time, so I went in there. I looked
Yeah, I guess that's
I
for the
looked at
people
that.
that couldn't see them.
Yeah, yeah.
so Michael, do you have any specific advice for people who are thinking about traveling to Iceland that is a need to know? You said about the car,
Hmm.
and you gave a lot of great locations. Do you think there's any other kind of advice that we should know?
Yeah, what I would say would just go back to what I was talking about before, that there's kind of two sides of the island. And a good advice I would give is try to get a place where you could be for half your time on in Reykjavik and kind of explore the eastern side of the island. And then also try to get a place where you could drive to on the western side of the island. So you could actually do all the activities over there because they have also um, different nature, different parks on that side of the island that maybe you won't see on the eastern, on the western rather side of the island.
Hmm. So
Yeah.
I
Okay.
guess, yeah, kind of spread out your trip throughout the island.
Yeah, just so you could see as much as you can.
Yeah, makes sense.
So would you recommend this trip to people? It kind of sounds like yes, but I just want to get your formal opinion on that and who you would recommend it for and whether you think it is suitable for a budget traveler.
Budget travel, you can. I mean, I was definitely a budget traveler, I think, when I went. I stayed at like a very cheap hotel. They do have options for that. Um, I would recommend it to people that are willing to do a lot of walking. So maybe not with very young children, not with people that have trouble walking, getting around.
Mm.
It's not always easy terrain. It's a lot of times it's wet, it's muddy, it's a lot of climbing on like mountains and hills. But yeah, definitely if you want to go solo, if you want to go with people that you enjoy being with, I'd say I would recommend to either way, definitely.
So it's a pretty active trip. It kind of sounds like,
Yeah, I mean, unless you want to just stay at the lagoon, you know,
which I wouldn't mind.
which I think you wouldn't mind, which
Yes,
is
I
okay
guess
too, I guess.
people that aren't in the best shape for hiking and those type of activities can still go and chill in the lagoon
Chill in the lagoon.
for 2 hours, then I get kicked out.
Yeah, but it costs money to go to lagoon, so I think it's like $100 each time.
$100.
Yeah.
Oh
I
wow.
mean, that's a lot, but I feel like if it really was that good, I mean, I would definitely spend the money.
For sure, me too.
Mm. So is that it? Are we done?
Now the next question is for Katie, but
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought I literally was waiting for you to ask. I thought you was the recommend trip. Okay, we'll cut
No.
that out.
Wait,
Do I
pause for a
even need to
second.
ask that one? Obviously, the trip met his expectations.
Well, I guess expectations could be like, I expected it to be really cold,
Okay,
but it wasn't that
okay.
cold. I expected, yeah.
Okay, so
All
I'll
right, so
say, okay,
pause, and then ask.
okay. So, Michael, it sounds like you had a really great time. I'm curious, did the trip meet your expectations, what you thought Iceland would be like and what it actually was like? Did it correlate?
Yeah, it definitely met expectations, and I would say exceeded it. I wasn't expecting everyone to be as friendly, and just the vibe of the place, very relaxing, very almost mystical. It feels like you're in a different, like you go to a different realm almost. It's very
Mm.
disconnected from the rest of the world.
Yeah, it seems very different, very nature. I feel like I've never really been to a place like that, except maybe Galapagos, but that's a very different type of nature. This
Oh,
is,
nice.
Yeah.
yeah, this is a lot different. And I feel like I haven't had much experience with that, except maybe Alaska also was similar to what you've showed us. But I just feel like
Hmm.
Iceland just seems like it stands on its own as amazing natural beauty.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely something unique. That's what I would say.
Hmm.
So I know you mentioned this before briefly, but I just wanted to expand on it. If you went back, is there anything you do differently?
Hmm. I would stay for longer.
Really?
Really?
Yeah, yeah. I feel like I was maybe rushing a little too much. I would like to relax and like stretch out the adventure a little bit more.
Okay, so
But
you don't think eight
honestly,
days is
it's
long enough?
yeah, that's the thing. I feel the when I left, I feel like I could, no matter how long I stayed, it would not have been long enough. You know, it's like I felt like I could have stayed longer.
Wow. So if you were planning a trip right now, how long would you make it?
Mhm. If I could, I make it 2 weeks.
Okay, wow.
Yeah, I feel like that's a good
Wow.
number, but that's a very long time.
It
Yeah,
is.
it is a long time.
Don't know if I have the financials for 2 weeks.
I don't think if I do either.
Just in a perfect world, I guess.
Yeah.
Wow, that's really cool. So we talk a lot on this podcast about priorities. And for example, Julie and I's priorities are safety and comfort. So as long as we feel safe and we're very comfortable, as women, that is definitely a priority, I think, for a majority of women, then we had a pretty good trip. So what are your priorities in a trip? What do you look for? And did this trip meet those priorities?
Uh, yeah, I think guys can also relate to that. We want to feel safe and comfortable too.
Mm.
And yeah, that definitely felt that was a priority, but also I think the adventure and just being able to go out and have fun and this, and not having it be related to weather. I feel when you go on a beach vacation, if you go to Mexico or something and it rains all the time, you kind of lost a lot of fun of the trip. But
Mm.
Mhm.
with this, you could kind of enjoy it anyway, as long as you have the right, I guess, mindset.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I like those kind of
If that
trips.
makes sense. Hmm.
For sure. I think it's something Julie and I would enjoy. I think that we would have to go into it knowing we have to be extremely active. And I think if we do that, we'll enjoy it. If we go into it like, oh, we just want to relax and chill, I feel like for us, it wouldn't be the ideal trip. So it really has to be for somebody who is ready to be active.
Yeah, yeah. With the exception of the Blue Lagoon, the rest of it doesn't give you like a just a sit still, chill kind
Mm-hmm.
of vibe. There's not much places from what I've seen that you could just sit and chill. There's not really
Mm.
beaches, that you can go to.
Mm.
Not really pools. It's too cold. So you're gonna want to move to just keep warm. And I think that's the
Huh.
kind of vibe that place is.
Interesting. See, I know you mentioned that you would recommend going to the Blue Lagoon like as soon as you get there, but I would
Hmm.
almost argue, what if you split up your trip with it so that way you're like busy, 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 and then you get like a nice relaxing day and then busy, busy, busy. So you're not
Mm.
like
Yeah.
relaxing and then like busy the rest of the trip.
Yeah, yeah, that's good too. I like that too.
Yeah, I think
See, I'm
I
not
feel
going
like
to
that
argue
makes
with you there.
That's a very good idea, Julia.
I feel
The
like that
only
makes
thing
sense for
though
me,
is
but
is it's only 2 hours. So you might have a relaxing day, but then what are you gonna do the rest of the day because it's only 2 hours?
Hmm.
I'm sure I could come up with an answer when we start planning. Don't put me on the spot like that. I'll
I
find something.
apologize.
Even like the museum or the church, though, just something that doesn't require like extreme hiking and physical activity.
Yeah, that's true.
There you go. There's your answer.
Good answer. All right. So, Michael, any last words about Iceland? I mean, for me, this sounds like a really awesome trip. I mean, I still am convinced that this might be the layover trip for Ireland, but I mean, I think for the listeners out there, this could definitely be your full trip if adventure and fun is something you're looking for. So, is there any last minute things you want to say to the listeners?
Yeah, I definitely would say if even a layover trip, you know, any opportunity to go there, I would take it. So I would do it. It's a very special place, I think. It is not a lot like it out there. And I don't think you can go wrong. So highly recommended.
Yeah.
Bouncing off that, actually, about the layover situation, Iceland Air, I know you mentioned, you said you flew with them. I believe I saw online, I'm not sure if they still have this program, but they had a program where if you book a flight to Europe, they'll automatically build in a layover in Iceland for you so you can see Iceland.
Wow. Nice.
Yeah, so if we wind up, I mean, when we wind up doing our Ireland trip, I would like to make that a thing. Like a vacation within a vacation.
Yeah, that would be awesome.
Sounds great.
It'd be like our last big hurrah, you know?
Before what?
Babies.
Before we die.
No, because even Michael, you were saying it's not a place that you bring kids to. I mean, not saying that you can't leave a kid at home with a babysitter, but
yeah.
Know,
there were people with kids, but it you know, you're gonna have to do a lot more planning.
But like your kid may try to jump off the cliff like that.
Yeah.
And my kid is probably not, you know, as smart as the other kid. He probably would just jump off the cliff. So I probably would not want to bring my baby there.
With me as a parent, that kid's going right off the cliff.
Mommy, I could fly. No. Yeah, we don't want that.
Yeah, no. You'll stay home. Grandma will watch you.
Yeah, people, keep an eye on your kids. Please. That's the last thing anyone wants to see is any kids going off a cliff.
And you can't even sue. So
yeah, you can't. Because they have those mean signs everywhere telling you not to do it.
Yeah, Katie's like, at least if you could sue, it would.
At least if I could sue, I mean, might as well bring the kid, but.
Yeah, that's kind of messed up that you said. Actually, I didn't really process that.
Okay. Anyway, who's ready for some country trivia?
I am ready. Well, I'm not ready, but I'm ready.
Okay, Michael, are you sticking with the Antarctica question? I mean, answer.
Repeat the question just in case
I apologize. Yes. So, what is the only continent in the world to have no active volcanoes?
So he's sticking with Antarctica?
Yeah, I'm sticking. That's my best.
So is your answer locked in? Because I'm going to explain my thought process and I don't want it to sway you.
Yeah, okay, I'll lock in.
Even though my thought process is nonsense, so it's not going to...
Yeah, let's hear it.
Okay, so I'm just going to be listing out volcanoes right now. I don't even know if they're active, but I know Italy has Mount Etna and Vesuvius, but is Vesuvius the name of the volcano, or is that guy from the Lego movie with the beard? Or is it both?
I think it's both.
I didn't want to say the wrong thing. But yeah.
Lego movie with the beard.
You know who I'm talking about, the old sorcerer guy who could see the future. And he says like that the prophecy is complete or something like that.
I have never heard anybody reference the Lego movie about anything.
I feel like I reference the Lego movie all the time.
That's so funny. It's a great movie.
So Mount Etna and Vesuvius are there, and I don't know if either of them are. I think Mount Etna is active, so I'm crossing off Europe. I'm
okay.
Just bear with me here. I'm still working through things. Hawaii has a volcano that I know 100% is active. I don't know what continent that's considered. I'm gonna go with North America.
That's an island. That's not a continent.
Michael, don't
You're a guest. Nobody asked you.
Both of us, though.
All right, sorry.
Both of us are like, Michael, shut up. So I'm crossing off North America. South America, we saw that volcano there. I don't know if it was active. And I don't remember what it was called. Japan has Mount Fuji, which I don't think is active. But I think China might have some. So my final answer is Antarctica.
Are we ready for the answer?
Might be Australia.
Oh no, Australia. I didn't
The
even think of
final
that.
answer.
No, Australia has an active volcano because I remember
Oh yeah.
there was this cruise that was sailing past Australia and then someone got burns on their face because it was exploding. Why am I giving you the answers? Katie, what's
The answer is Australia.
Wait, really? No.
Let me read. There are remnants of volcanoes in Australia, but the last time one erupted was thousands of years ago. So you can worry about being kicked in the face by a kangaroo, being attacked by spiders the size of small dogs, or coming face to face with the world's most poisonous snakes. But you need not worry about dramatic volcano eruptions disrupting your vacation in the outback. Hey, that seems like a fair trade, right? Okay.
Right.
Nice. That was a good question. You got us.
Wait.
That was good.
But then who was that girl who got her face burned off because she was on a cruise and I swear it was going past Australia?
I feel like I know exactly what you're talking about.
This girl, New Zealand.
Oh.
Wait, but what continent is that? Please hold. What
I guess that would be considered Europe?
continent? No, that's so far.
No, New Zealand's an island.
Oceania.
Which is where Australia is. This was a trick question.
Yeah, that's kind of weird.
What is Oceania? Is that how you even say it? So, Australasia. What? So now I'm questioning, is Australia even a continent?
Yeah, right? If
it
you're
is.
considering
It is.
Oceania, but then what's Oceania?
It's not a continent.
So what is it? It says
Australia is a continent. Oceania,
Is Oceania a continent?
that's just like a region. That's like an area.
Yes.
It says yes in big
yes.
letters. It's
Where?
a continent. What?
Oceania is a continent? No, that doesn't
That's
sound
not
right.
one of the 7 continents that we
I feel
learned
like
about.
I'm not
Yeah, that's not a-
qualified to host this podcast anymore if I don't even know what the 7 continents are.
Why don't you type in what are the continents? And let's
Okay.
see if Oceania comes up.
Ocean's not going to come up in the 7 continents.
So that means it's
Not-
not a continent.
Continents of Africa. How'd that happen?
Africa.
How did that? And it's not even letting me delete it. Okay. Africa, Antarctica, Asia, Australia, Europe, North. What? Okay, so
Could
I don't-
somebody please let us know what
Oceania
New Zealand is part
/
of?
Australia here. But if there's a volcano in New Zealand and New Zealand is part of Oceania and so is Australia, then therefore Australia does have an active volcano.
It's good reasoning.
Good deduction, Sherlock.
Wait, does Antarctica have volcanoes? 138 in West Antarctica alone have
Wow.
active volcanoes. I knew this was going to be a trick question. I knew it wasn't Antarctica. Second highest volcano, highest active volcano in Antarctica.
I'm sorry. If the answer was
Olympus?
Antarctica, I wouldn't have asked the question.
I know. Michael just seems smart, so I jumped on the bandwagon.
No, because he said it with so much confidence. He's just like,
Yeah.
no, not Australia. He didn't say Australia. He didn't say the right answer.
Seemed. That's the word. Seemed.
Keyword.
He did seem confident.
He's got
see,
a
guys,
confidence.
Confidence is
not...
key. You can get away with murder if you're confident. I shouldn't say that, but I should not say that.
It's true though.
But it's true.
All right.
Anyways,
so Julia,
on that note,
any last words? What do you feel about this podcast?
The Runways and Byways podcast in general,
this Icelandic
this episode. I loved this episode. It was so much fun finally meeting you and talking to you about Iceland, and I've learned so much about it because all I knew about was that lagoon. And now I know there's so much more than just that. and I actually can't wait to go now. So Katie, we have to plan something.
Oh, that's great.
And
Very
Michael,
excited.
you're welcome to
June-
join.
Yes. So you can
Oh, I'd
drive
love
us.
to. So I could
Yeah.
drive you, yeah.
Yeah, we need a
Yeah.
ride.
Drive and pay for the Starbucks restaurant.
The Starbucks.
You could afford Starbucks prices.
I know I can't.
Yeah, no, I learned so much about Iceland this episode. I'm really happy I learned it, and I'm really excited to learn more about your travels as well.
Yes, we're hoping to have you back for, Katie was telling me you also went to Israel. So I'm really hoping to have you back for that because that's somewhere I've always wanted to go. I love all the history that's happened there. And I'd love to hear your take on everything.
Oh, thanks, guys. I also had a great time. It was very fun.
Yeah, so hopefully we can get you back soon for that.
I can't wait for the next one.
It will be soon.
Next episode. No, probably not. Need to space it out a little bit.
Yes. All right. So where can they find us?
Yes. So I actually, you know how I said I was going to write everything down. I did this time.
Good for you.
I didn't want to embarrass myself in front of Michael. I always, he doesn't know, but every time at the end of the episode, I kind of trip over my words because I'm like, oh, we have Twitter, Instagram, Katie, what else do we have? And I just forget. So I wrote it all down today. And I might have forgot like one or two things, but I don't think I did. Oh, I did. Let me write now. I'll just remember to say it.
Oh boy.
I did forget one thing. Okay. So if you're looking to find us, you could find us at www.runwaysandbyways.com. On our website, you could read my blog. You could read everything I write about the places I've been. And I'm also trying to get some guest posts in there of places I haven't been. So maybe Michael, if you're interested, but no pressure. Anyways, you could sign up for my budget travel planner and newsletter, and I'll be sending updates as much as I can. I'm trying to do it every week, but we'll see. And the budget travel planner, if you're having trouble planning your trip, the budget travel planner will help you lay out your budget, figure out how to allocate your money for everything that you want to do during your trip. So that's something that really helped me. I use it to plan all of my trips, and I hope you're able to use it too. So you could get that totally for free by signing up, just giving me your name and email address, and it's yours. Also, you could sign up for podcast notifications on the podcast page of runwaysandbyways.com, and you will be notified every single time we posted a new episode of the podcast. We also have travel planning services on the website. We have Choose My Destination, where we will choose your destination for you based on your priorities and what you look for in a trip. We have travel recommendations, where you'll give us a category such as food or activities, and we'll tell you all of the worthwhile things to do in that particular location that you're going to. And we also have travel advice. So if you have a specific travel related question, we will answer it for you. So that's all on my website, www.runwaysandbyways.com. You can also find us on social media on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, TikTok, and Pinterest at Runways and Byways. Or also, I just made a Twitter, but Twitter sort of limits you on the number of characters you can have in your username. So that one is actually Runways and Byways. So instead of the word end, just put the letter N. And I think that might be everything.
Nice.
Yeah. A lot smoother this time.
I love it.
It's normally a little chaotic at the end. I'm like, what social media do I have? Okay. So is that all?
That's it for me.
All right, great. Thank you so much, Michael, for joining us, and we're hoping to have you back.
Thanks for having me, guys.
And we'll see everyone on the next episode of the Runways and Byways Travel Podcast. Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Bye.
Whether your plane is taking off from the runway
Or you're driving down a byway,
we'll be your guides
through it all.